Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager 23 Hardcore, a series where we make things very difficult for ourselves by sticking everything on the hardest difficulty settings and then throwing in some additional rules and regulations that we have to follow on top of that as well. Yeah, tonight it's time for round 20. We're heading to Mexico City, the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez Grand Prix. And we'll be racing with a brand new underfloor in this Grand Prix. I'm trying to remember if I've got it for both cars or just the one. I think it's just the one. Let's have a look. Cars. There we go. So Yuki is running the brand new rear wing, and new underfloor, and we only have the one of them. So we've given it to our fastest driver in the hope that we can maybe be in contention for a point or two at the end of the Grand Prix. Combined with the new rear wing that we added in the last race, our car has taken quite a nice little bump forward in terms of speed. Our downforce is still a bit rough, but with better DRS, better top speed and a little bit better grip, hopefully we can actually do something at this circuit here. We shall see. Right. Everything is so far prepped and ready, so we're just going to go straight into setting up our targets for tonight's race. We do have rain on the Saturday, so that could be practice or quali or both. A wet quali could be quite good for us. It has been in the past. Can we capitalise on that again? Let's see. I'm going to be a little conservative with the targets. Lawson still has an out-of-spec car. He's got the new rear wing. In the last race at Kota, we ran him on the Gen 1 underfloor, which was abysmal, and his pace was almost non-existent as a result. We have one of the Gen 2 left, which we have taken off Yuki's and put onto Liam, as Liam is now running the new Gen 3 underfloor. And then Yuki's getting the new Gen 3 underfloor, and then Liam will get that in Brazil. So hopefully we'll see him step forward in pace a little bit in the next race. But for this one, might still struggle a little bit, so we will once again be conservative with our targets. One car into Q2, one in the top 15. Keep it nice and simple. Finish position 2 in the top 15. I think we've got a shot at that. I am not going for the fastest lap. Finish position streak, 1 in the top 15 for 2 races. It keeps giving us that one. It's not worth a lot of money, but it all adds up. And we just need one more car finish in the quali streak, 1 in the top 15, and that will give us an extra 1.1 million, which, when you see our bank balance, it would definitely be welcome. So let's head to Mexico.
We return once more to the hustle and bustle of Mexico City. The Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez is F1's highest altitude track at more than 2,000 metres above sea level. Teams are faced with thinner air around the track here, which includes 2 straights in the first sector. Thin air at this elevation means less airflow around the car. Drivers could struggle with cooling their cars and themselves around Mexico City's track. It's a physical test of technology and human endurance alike.
Red Bull have outscored their rivals to be at the top of the constructors' table right now. And the next rounds are still crucial to decide the final order of the season.
What will happen this weekend? Only time will tell.
Well, I can tell you what won't be decided this weekend, and that is either of the titles have both been wrapped up by Red Bull already. So, yeah, they've set the benchmark very high. We've got our work cut out if we're going to topple them at some point in the future. It's going to take us a while to get to that kind of level of pace, I think. Right, as you can see, car part knowledge is a little different on the 2 drivers. 93% for Liam. That's based on 1 race with the new rear wing. This will get him up to 100. And Yuki just needs to finish off his new rear wing, so he would be at 93, but of course with the underfloor, that pushes him up down to 76. So whatever progress he makes on the underfloor today will also help with Liam's car part knowledge as well, which is a good thing. So when he gets the new underfloor in the next race, he won't have quite so far to get back up to 100%. Let's see. Do not want to go straight into that. I want to keep them on hard tyres for this session. Let's start by swapping out the car parts. So weakest engine, etc. for practice. I am going to have to buy a new ERS after this race, I think, for Liam. Let's go with that gearbox. We want to go 19 laps at Mexico. We'll do the setup in a minute. Let me swap out the parts on Yuki first. So that engine. Our engines are looking pretty knackered as well. It would be nice to maybe throw in a new engine or two for our cars, but we just don't have that money, unfortunately. There we go. And again, what was it, 19 laps? Yeah, 19 laps. There we go. Right, so setups. Let's start with a 6.5, a 13, a 2.8, a 3.5, and a 0.50. Alright, there we go. In fact, actually, I'm going to make a slight change on that. Let's go to a 3.45 and a 0.35. There we go. For Liam, we're going to go similar but different. We're going to go with a 7, a 13, a 1.9, a 3.5, and a 0.5. There we go. Right, both cars are set. Our drivers are ready. Let's send them out for practice.
Radio, can you hear me?
Radio check, radio check. Quick radio check.
There we go. Right, let's speed them up. Evening F1 Clips, evening John, good to see you guys. Should be making the turnaround now with these new parts. Well, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Our car is still pretty crap, and our engines are definitely, worn a little bit. They're in the 70% range, and the Red Bull powertrain starts losing power below 85%. So they're already down on power a little bit, which coming into this particular track, not ideal, but. It's good that money's now a struggle. Yes, I agree. In F1 22, F1 Manager 22, it was way too easy to get money. Not only that, it was too easy to hang on to that money once you got it. I mean, there was very little expenditure in the grand scheme of things outside of upgrading your facilities. So once you've got all your facilities sorted, you just end up with these huge stockpiles of cash at the end of every season. Which I'm sure is great for the shareholders, but, not really helping you when you don't have to worry about financial restrictions of any kind whatsoever. Alright, close to feedback. 70%, 77% for Yuki, it's not a good start. 72 for Liam, that's even worse.
Yeah, all good.
Right, I wonder where we're lacking.
Copy, Yuki.
Do I need to maybe push the rear wing up?
Very stable.
Copy that, mate.
Or maybe knock it down. I've gone for in the middle, which is probably not the smartest move. I've got 3 different rear wing setup values in my book, 13, 13.5 and 12.5, and by going in the middle we could be, we don't know which way to go. That's not helpful. Probably should have started with one of the extremes and worked my way in. Never mind. Right, let's have a look. So, yeah, it is the rear wing, as expected. Alright, I'm going to go with a 13.5 on this one. A 3.7. A 3.35 and a 0. That's not quite enough. Let's go a bit more like that. Let's see how we do with that. Right, Liam up next. And I'm going to go the opposite way with this one. I'm going to go with a 12.5. So let's go 7, 12.5, 1.9. Oh, that needs to change as well. Alright, let's go 6.5. 2.8. You know, I'm kind of just winging this one. I don't really have anything close in the book, so we'll try that, see what that does.
Big shunt. This is debris for a front wing, it shouldn't be too long.
Right, who has crashed? I get a feeling it's a Haas. No, not a Haas. Still waiting for that feedback from our drivers, see if these changes have actually helped the car in a positive way. Really don't want to think what would happen if we'd gone the wrong way, just how bad that setup rating would become. But we shall see. Evening, Baron. We have gone the wrong way. 51%. Ooh, dear. That is bad. That's very bad. Very, very bad. And
How does it feel?
barely any change for Lawson. I think we found like 4% on that setup change there. Not a good first session at all. Looks like we're going to be making 2 runs in the next session. Let's see. We did go the wrong way on the rear wing, so that is the 12.5. That has given me the right correction on the roll bar position by the look of it. This needs to change. I'm actually going to push that to a 1.9. Oh, that's too much. Let's go back to a 2.8. Let's try... Let's try that. We went the wrong way. Oh dear. Okay, there we go. We've got some optimals though, so that's going to help narrow things down a bit. So that's going to be a 3.7. We can pull that in a bit. Pull that into, say, there. The rear wing needs, or the front wing needs to come down. Let's go to a 6.5. I'm going to go with that. See how that shakes out. How was my weekend? Well, not too bad. Got in a little bit of fire team with the with my buddies. I got in a good amount of time on Railway Empire 2. I'm really enjoying that game. And watched the Las Vegas Grand Prix, or at least the highlights of it. And it was a good race. It was a fantastic race. Real contender for race of the year. So much back and forth overtaking. It was a great race. Some of the stuff surrounding the race was a bit iffy, a bit contentious, but the race itself was phenomenal. Alright, set about for practice 2. How about you, Baron? How was your weekend?
Green light, green light.
Oh, and my my new earbuds turned up as well. Picked up some Sony earbuds off the Black Friday sale, and saved myself 25 quid, so that was quite nice. Nothing super fancy. I don't have the budget for anything, you know, extremely fancy. But I got the C700Ns, which are very, very good in the sort of the mid-range tier. Sony always seem to make exceptionally good audio products. I've had Sony products all the way back to the 1980s. I had Walkmans, Discmans. Obviously, I've had PlayStations from every generation so far. Sony TVs. I've got a Sony Bio laptop, or it's a really old, knackered one that barely works anymore. But you know, now I've got some Sony earbuds. I've had Sony phones, although they weren't amazing. Not that I'm like a Sony fanboy, it's just, you know, I've always found that most of Sony's tech is
How's the
really
car?
good quality.
Now let me keep this one.
Right, let's see. Improvement for Yuki, up to 84%, but still work to go to find the right setup there. So we're going to call him straight in, make some changes. And Liam almost nailed it, so that is very encouraging. We'll call him in as well. Right, what do we need to change for Sonoda? Front wing needs to go up. Gonna go with a 7. That needs to go to about there, which means that needs to go to probably about there. And that should, theoretically, be what we need, although maybe that, I don't know. I'm going to leave it like that, although that's tempting. No, we'll do that. Let's push that to there. And let's try that on Sonoda. Evening, Mr. Water. How are you tonight? Right, just the front wing needs to change, so that needs to come down to a 6. And then we just need to counter correct like that, and that should be it for Mr. Lawson's car.
Yeah, something feels nice.
Stand by.
Yeah, it's nice to hear you're not feeling too good. It is flu season.
Yeah, I made a mistake.
Ah, well, at least he kept it out of the barrier there. That could have been worse. Well, at least you're on the mend. That's good to hear. Right, I'm going to keep Yuki out a little bit longer, get his track knowledge up a little bit more. And same for Liam. Still waiting on that last bit of feedback. There it is.
What's your feeling?
And there we go. We nailed it. 93% for Yuki, so we're still not quite there. But again, another step forward. So we're getting closer with car 2 there. So it is going to be a 1-9, which means I need to counter steer that. Put that there. Is that too much? I'm going to try it. How am I doing? I'm doing okay. Not been up to a huge amount, but did a little bit of tidying up over the weekend. Spent some quality time on Railway Empire 2. Watched the Vegas Grand Prix highlights. Loved that race. Got my groceries done. Got some laundry done. Yeah, just a pretty, bog standard weekend. Evening, Farah. How are you? Right, final practice. We have got rain forecast for today, so could be now, could be quali, could be both. I prefer to have a dry practice, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, it is going to rain, look. Alright, well, let's get a quick stint in on these softs anyway. How is her Katniss?
Rain's picked
Evening,
up.
horrific.
Yeah, copy.
That's a big old spike of water. I'm going to... yeah, I'm going to go with the full wets. I did consider just going out on inters and toughing it out for the first few laps, but given that it is a wet quali, potential wet quali, might be a good idea to keep the inters. Spent the morning listening to some old classic audio as well. I've got all the Goon shows, or almost all the Goon shows, on CD, which I imported onto my phone as MP3 files, and I just sat listening to like 3 or 4 of the Goon shows back to back. Old classic British comedy, absolutely love it. Some of it hasn't aged very well. But we are talking about a radio show that is 70 years old, nearly. So, between 60 and 70 years old. So, yeah, things have changed over the last 60, 70 years. but a lot of it is just rip-roaring, hilarity.
What's your limitation?
Still not quite there with Yuki. It's close though. We should be able to fix that. That's 2 clicks per toe to solve that issue. Yeah, I've had like Sony wired headphones in the past. They've always been good. With the wired earbuds, days gone by, Sony wasn't always a choice. It was usually just decently cheap. Not the ridiculously cheap because they were always awful, but decent. £20-30 for a pair of headphones. I mean, that's nothing these days for a decent pair of headphones. But back in the day, that was would get you a pretty good pair of wired earphones. Something else at Sony, I completely forgot about that. I've got an old iPod dock. I've got an old, I think 4th gen iPod, the 120 gig one. And I've got a Sony dock for that. And that sounds great. Right, there we go. Lawson can come in. He's done. Almost there with Sonoda. There we go. And there we go. That will fix our toe issue. So we're done with practice. Just going to run down the clock. Let me check these setups against the book. So, yeah, I don't have a 6. Oh, no, I do. 6, 13, 5, 3, 7, 3.4. Oh, that was close. The one I've got in the book is a 0.05, not a 0.00. So we just need to make that little addition. Once again, got to get the pen to work. There we go. And let's have a look at Yuki when it finishes being changed. So 7, 12, 5, 1, 9, 3.4 and a 0.55. I've got one with a 0.50. So again, just that one little difference. There we go. Put the book away again now.
Will practice pay off for the drivers? Well, we're about to find out in qualifying.
Mexico City's thin air presents a real test to teams during qualifying laps. Reduced downforce can mean tricky cornering and a test for keeping the power units cool around this track.
Karun, there's Yuki Tsunoda. How would you describe things for him at the moment?
We saw some disappointing lap times from them in practice. It could be that the team were experimenting with the car, but the pressure's now on them to deliver.
You're going to want to join us for this, folks, so fasten your seatbelts.
Didn't watch the Vegas race. Sounds like you should check the highlights. Yes, you absolutely should. It was a real contender for Race of the Year. Right, so cars are set. We just need to put the good stuff back in. Well, I say good stuff. The best stuff we've got, which isn't great, but will do. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. There we go. Really getting down to the nitty-gritty with these remaining parts. Let's throw in 2 laps of fuel just in case. But depending on how quickly it rains, if it rains, we may have to change that. So let's send them out for qualifying. And it is going to rain, and we're not going to have time for 2 laps, I don't think. Well, screw it. Let's try. We'll take manual control. Get them around the track a little bit quicker.
And big braking when you can. Big braking.
Copy.
We need to push harder on tires. They are looking good now.
Copy.
So let's lean on these tyres
Yeah, copy.
to start to work on the brakes.
Copy that.
So a slightly more aggressive warm-up. Just to get the heat into the tyres quickly, and also shave a little bit of time off so we can try and squeeze in a second flying lap.
On tires, we are good to push one step more.
Copy.
No saving required.
Okay, copy.
Overtake button.
Copy.
Hopefully traffic won't be an issue. There's a lot of cars in front.
Copy.
I may even just skip the warm-up lap and just go straight for a second flying lap. That might be the better option. Although we will probably run out of battery at some point on that lap if we do that. Luckily we managed to avoid getting held up by traffic. And yeah, let's keep pushing. Let's go for a second immediate flying lap. No cool down. So 117.2 for Yuki, 117.2 for Liam. Very, very close between the two. Yuki looks to be improving. Not the same for Lawson too much. He has improved in the middle. That's good. Yuki can finish this lap really strong. He's got just enough battery left for this final turn. Well, almost.
No DRS available, no DRS available.
But it's a short run to the line.
Copy.
No
He
energy.
did find a little bit, I think.
We need a recharge on, a recharge on.
But unfortunately, I don't think Lawson improved. Oh, he did a little
I
bit.
think it's burning.
Just a little bit. Look at that. He found 0.05 of a second. 500ths of a second he found.
Back off.
Yuki found almost a tenth.
Need
But...
to focus on getting the pack up.
Okay, copy.
Oh, there's more rain to come. I was going to say, is it enough to get us through? At the moment, both of our cars are through, but there is another session. Well, there is another chance, potentially, for dry running at the end of this session. Doesn't look like it's going to rain for very long.
Keep us posted on the...
Yeah, I agree.
I'm glad that popped up, because I completely forgot to call Liam in, I think. I'm going to run out of fuel. That would have been bad. So, we're going to throw on some new tyres and just go with one flying lap worth of fuel. And see if we do get more dry running. Looks like a lot of cars got slipstreams, which has worked against us. But it does mean that they might struggle to improve. Still wet. The track's going to get very wet, apparently, in 2 minutes, although the session's about to end. Yeah, I think we have to go now, don't we? We're going to slot out behind the Red Bulls.
Focus on tires and brakes.
Copy.
If that big rain does hit, that would be the absolute best thing for us. We'll just immediately abandon the lap, save the tyres, and no one should improve.
Okay, energy's good.
Copy.
It's now saying 4 minutes to the rain. Maybe it is going to stay dry.
Track is clear. Get ready and go.
Nice big gap ahead. Go one.
Damn, I'm going to give, I think, possibly Piastri a little bit of a toe to the line here. There we go. So Yuki's off. Lawson's off and running. Is it Piastri? It is. And that has knocked out Lawson as things currently stand. Damn it. No, I'm not expecting Lawson to get through anyway. I mean, I'm looking at the leaderboard and you've got Stroll, who will probably improve. Albon may well improve, given where Sargent is. Possibly Magnussen and Hulkenberg can find some more time. But we are seeing improvements from both drivers so far. That is encouraging. Switch back to Yuki. Norris gets out of the way. Up in both sectors. Is Lawson going to get held up by Norris here? No, he's not. Yuki comes up to the line and improves up to 10th. That's good. That's very good. It's faster than Norris, just by 1,000th. And Lawson improves as well. Okay, so we've knocked Hulkenberg into the drop zone.
P13. Make sure we're cooling the car.
Copy.
But he is on a flying lap. Magnussen's out. Stroll is out. Albon is on a flying lap. And that's Piastri out. So we're through. There's no one left who can knock us out. But Bottas could get knocked out here. And Hulkenberg is out as well. Half a second slower. Fantastic. We're through to Q2 with both of our cars.
P14.
That's unexpected.
We're safe. You're doing a good job.
Alright, so we're going to have some rain to contend with again. We're not getting out of this session, so we're not going to use new tyres. We're going to use these tyres, these older tyres first, and then the other tyres that we used at the end of the session for another run if we get the chance. Taking a bit of a gamble here that it's not going to rain immediately again. Let's have a look at what the weather's going to do. We've got time for one run, so we'll go with the best tyres that we've got. And once again, we can squeeze 2 laps out of the car here. Run plan, take out the cool down lap, go, reconfigure, take out the cool down lap, go. There we go, now I can send them out. Ah, we're getting held up. Lawson's already gone. He snuck out ahead of the Ferrari.
Build some tyre temp.
Okay, mate, copy.
You can push more.
Copy.
Let's get these guys accelerating through the field. Get some clean air past the traffic so we can get time for that second flying lap. Can we pull off another wet weather special?
We can push more.
Copy that.
Use energy.
Copy.
You can push harder.
Copy.
Use and deploy when you can.
So Norris is way out in front at the moment. Yuki managed to get past quite a few cars, but he's still got a Mercedes and an Alpine between us and Lawson, so he'll have to fight his way past them on his cooldown lap. Well, on their cooldown lap, their in lap. He'll be doing a straight second push, so they will be in the way, but they should hopefully jump out of the way. And I think we'll probably get them on the first main straight as well. Same for Lawson with Norris. You should get Norris on that main start-finish straight. So 2 minutes till the rain hits. That's enough time for another lap. Can we build on that confidence level there? As Norris does dive out of the way, and now it's clear track all the way to the finish for Lawson. Russell and Ocon move out of the way. No, sorry, Hamilton and Ocon. Russell yet to cross the line. Alonso goes P2. Right, is Norris going to be in the way of Yuki here? No improvement for Norris. For Lawson in the first sector. Hopefully he can find a bit more in the second and third. What about Yuki? Nice moves out of the way. I don't think we got held up there. Tyres are probably letting go a bit though.
No more overtaking.
And I think Lawson is where he is. I don't think it's going to improve from 14th, but that's impressive enough. 14th. Can we just sneak Yuki into the top 10 here? Just need to find a 10th. No, we couldn't do it. That was close.
Left and coast.
So we are out.
Copy.
But we gave it a good effort.
I can see a lot of rain.
Copy, copy.
11th and 14th.
Back off. now.
I'll quite happily
Okay.
take that. That puts Yuki in a strong position
Rain's
to
still
be able to
coming.
fight for points.
Copy.
Back off, back off, back off.
Russell is out.
Copy.
Charge on.
That is a bit of a surprise. I just saw the water level plummeting for a second. I'm like, oh, is it going to dry up? Do I need to throw more tyres? But no, it's going to stay damp. So that is, I think, the running order. I don't see anybody else improving now. Big casualty, George Russell in 12th. So Perez has a penalty. Bottas has a penalty. So does Magnussen. Let's see what happens in Q3. And it's Max on pole, ahead of Sainz. Perez with his penalty will drop him down the order. Leclerc has 4th place, going up to 3rd. Alonso will get up a place. Lewis will go up a place. And then I don't know beyond that whether that's a 10-place penalty for Checo or a 3-place or even more than 10. I don't know. We'll find out once we get to the grid, I suppose.
The time has almost come for our drivers to fight it out wheel to wheel. Race day has arrived.
We've seen some unbelievable action around the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez in the past. Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel had to fight off both Red Bull drivers only to be demoted off the podium in 2016 in what was a highly controversial moment. The weather is very overcast here. Strategies might have to be quite flexible going into today's race.
Well, we're expecting some dizzying strategies used here today, here in the Mexican Heights. The question is, though, who's going to be the one to climb to the top?
Right, who indeed? Well, strategy-wise, we're going to go soft, medium, soft for both drivers. There we go. And we're going to go with an extra 2 laps of fuel, because I want to burn the fuel hard for the opening stint and still maybe burn at the beginning of the mediums as well. There we go. So we're starting 10th and 13th, so Checo must have had a 10-place penalty, because both of our drivers have been promoted. Good stuff. Right, let's send them to the grid.
We're nearly ready to get started here. 71 laps, 17 turns. It's the Mexico City Grand Prix. And there's always a sense of excitement when it comes to talking about Max Verstappen.
They're on pole and it's well deserved. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do.
And the time has come. Let's go racing. This is it. Here we go with the Mexico City Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go.
So, did we out-qualify the car, or are we back in contention for points again? Yuki in 9th place. Lawson in 12th. So both of our drivers have actually gained a place off the start, which I wasn't expecting, considering we're back with fuel right now. I see why. Ocon is on... Oh, Yuki's up to 8th. Ocon's on mediums. Who else is medium running? No one else around Lawson. Yuki into peak confidence already and is all over the back of Sargent here. Norris in 7th. We desperately need to get past both of those two cars. Lawson has gained a little bit of confidence, but he's dropped back down to 13th. Albon has nabbed him. But with Piastri behind and on mediums, we shouldn't have any pressure from behind us. So now it's just about trying to push through where we can. Hush, Barra, hush. And what happened last time? You made a comment about our reliability.
The car, Yuki.
Thought maybe he might have a go in the braking, but apparently not. He's going to make the move though, here, into turn 4. Oh, god damn it! That's your fault, Barra! That's going to be a red flag.
Keep focus.
Right. And that's a retirement. God damn it. At least he didn't damage the underfloor. Right, so strategy change. Bugger. No, those tyres are pretty as they are. I'm going to stay as he is. No need to change the strategy, I think.
Jump.
Are you
There we
okay?
go, red flag.
Okay.
Red flag.
I'm in the wall.
As for the team back in the garage,
Ah, dear. Evening, Packins. So it's all on Lawson. Oh dear.
here we go once more. The track is ready, and so are the drivers. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Penalty in the next race? Yeah, probably. Lawson's up to 10th. And yeah, 5-second penalty, so that'll be 3 places in quali. But unfortunately, that is also one driver who can't try and set any kind of pit stop time now for our team, so that will hurt us in the pit stop competition. So we've got an opportunity here to do something a little different. Who's up for racing the entire race in this camera view? Seeing as we've only got one car to worry about. We haven't done that before. We've had little bits of running like this, but never long extended stints. Who's up for more than just a couple of laps like this? I know that, Farrah. I was asking about your opinion. General consensus so far seems to be let's do it. Downside is that some of the drivers around us will have switched tyres. Gasly was on mediums, he switched to softs. He can now effectively run soft to the end of the race, although I don't know if those tyres will last.
DRS enabled.
And that is us out of battery now.
Focus on bringing the pack back up.
Yeah, copy.
Back off.
Yeah, copy.
It's just a shame that the car that's left is the slower of the two cars with the slower of the two drivers. You say that, Farah. You say you're now to do with Yuki being a tad dodgy, but he's always especially dodgy when you're around. So you may have something to do with it.
We can push more.
Yeah, copy that.
Use energy now.
Copy that.
Oh, we're under pressure. From
We need to focus on
Albon.
the energy now.
Okay, copy.
We'll let Albon through. We'll charge it behind him. Cool these tyres down a bit.
Back off.
Copy.
Yeah, it was a bit of a big banzai moment there. And we're dropping out of range already.
Use energy.
Copy.
Push the tyres.
Okay, mate, copy.
It might be fun, Baron, but it's also expensive. I've got to buy a new chassis and a new suspension and probably another new front wing. And God knows what it's done to his powertrain engine parts, which are already kind of rubbish. We're barely able to keep Hulkenberg behind us at the moment. He's side by side with us.
No more overtake.
Copy.
He's through, and we're out of battery.
We can just focus on charging the pack.
Copy.
Keep pushing, you're doing a good job.
But did we get the DRS? Yes, we did. Excellent stuff. Oh, someone had a whoopsie behind us. It's Piastri.
Right then, we can take a look now. Now this was at turn 1.
I don't think anything would make Claret Park with his precious trophy
the
collection.
car locks up. They took a gamble, and it was just too late.
Have we got a Red Bull behind us? It's Perez. Oh, of course, yeah, Perez started out of position, didn't he?
Bring the pack up.
Copy.
So that's another car that's going to swoop past us in a minute. Make sure we don't get dropped
Use
in the
energy.
final corner.
Copy.
Need to focus on getting the pack up.
Okay, copy.
Oh, god damn it, there goes Perez. And that hurts his confidence a little bit. It's also dropped us out of position. We're now out of DRS range.
Use energy.
Copy that.
Comfortable to push.
Copy.
Oh, god damn it. Now we've been pounced by Stroll. Just going backwards here. Confidence is plummeting as well. All these overtakes, it's all having a cascading effect, unfortunately. Magnussen is up next. He'll probably jump us as well. He's trying. He was side by side with it. He still is side by side with us, I think. This is forcing us to take a bad line through that corner, which is going to drop us off the back of Stroll, which is going to leave us vulnerable. Yeah. This is the real downside of when you just get knocked out of position. You just start plummeting down the order if you don't have a car that is able to compete. And there goes Hulkenberg. And that's another blow to Lawson's confidence, which is going to slow him down even more.
Energy if you need.
Okay.
Getting nice and close, checking the spelling of the word Haas there. At least we've got a little bit of a gap to Bottas, so hopefully that will give us a chance to try and stay with Magnussen. I'm going to have to
Pick
push
up
the
the pace
tyres
a
just
bit.
to make sure. Turn off battle assist because that will take battery away from us each lap. And we're already out of range again. God damn it. Bottas is closing as well.
You can use energy.
Copy.
this, I say, the compounding effect of getting overtaken when you're in a train like this is that it makes you slower, which makes you an easy target to be overtaken again, which makes you slower, which makes you easy to be overtaken again, and so on and so on. Bottas is going to be all over us in a minute. We had Lawson in almost peak confidence 4 or 5 laps ago. You know, 5 laps ago, and look at him now. We've gone from having big bonuses on our stats to barely having any at all. And the next overtake will put us into negatives.
Focus forward.
I'll try and do something just to get on the back of those cars again. Oh, yellow flag.
Crash ahead, crash ahead, crash ahead. Still maybe debris, keep an eye.
See what's happened. And to who? That was Perez.
Oh,
And
the
Ocon.
cars there, unable to keep out of each other's way. And I don't think there's a lot of doubt as to which car came off worse there.
Get your head down, you can do this, come on. No energy.
Still out of range. And Valtteri's going to get us this lap. And we managed to hold him off into turn 1. I was half expecting him to just lunge up the inside of us then.
Focus on bringing the pack back up.
Okay, copy.
Oh, we're close, we're close, we're so close. Just lacking the extra downforce that we need from that new underfloor, which we don't have on this car. It's on the car that's parked up in the pits. We almost got into DRS there. We might get it here at the end of the lap if we're lucky. I think we've got it, finally.